Hey guys, it's Don Zizi from Allnaijabeats, and I have a new video for you. In this short video, I'm gonna be showing you how to use delay professionally in your mix. And I guess the first thing to say is that if you really want to mix that sounds professional, then you need to know how to use delay. First things first, you can either use a delay as an insert or a send, right? And you can decide to load it in the insert channel. You could use it as a send. For me, I tend to use it more as a send because I want to have several plugins sharing the same delay. But sometimes if I want a sound like a melody to have a very special type of delay, so I could just use it as an insert. One key rule to note is that when you use it as a send, you must put it at 100% wet, okay? So I have this song from A+ that I'm working on, still very raw. I've touched the vocal a little bit. This is what it sounds like.
This life is sweet. As I know be zombie, I go be body. Forget to say I get money. Happiness is free, I plan to enjoy it. Yeah. No go they do pass yourself. If you try you go beme, you go die, you go quench. No go they laugh another man walk. You know be God, table they turn, and when he balance ya.
Okay, so just to run you quickly through the vocal chain, there's no delay on it, but you know, I have an EQ, and then I have Metatune, which I use more now instead of Auto-Tune because, you know, I have the Slate subscription, and for me, Metatune just sounds as good, and the doubler on Metatune is crazy. Then I also have an EQ. I'm just treating the resonant frequency. I have RVox on it. Then I have RComp. I have MoTT, which is the OTT type plugin that was just released by Slate. It's crazy. It does so much to the vocal. Then I have Fresh Air for excitement. Then I have a DSR. So it's a very basic chain. This would not be my final chain, obviously, but it's enough for this demonstration. And I also have a reverb, two reverbs on it. There's the Seventh Heaven reverb, and I also have the H reverb from Waves. So that's what you hear. And I also have a Sweden boss where I have a decapitator, saturation, and I have a vintage chorus, the new plugin from FL Studio. So the next question is, how do we put in our delay? Which plugin do you want to use? I actually don't care. People say Echo Boy is the best delay. I don't agree. I think that the best delay is the one that sounds best to your ears. I have lots of delays plugins. I have Dock Delay, which is also very good. I have Echo Boy. I have FabFilter Timeless. You know, you have Repeater, which is in the Slate bundle. But, you know, I tend to use the basic FL Fruity Delay too, and it works for me. So if we put it as an insert, this is what it's going to sound like. All right, so first things first, we want to do some basic settings, some tweaking. So I'm going to increase the timing to a fourth note just because that's what sounds good. I'm going to make it a ping pong, pan it a little. Then I'm going to do a low cut so that the delays, the echoed voice doesn't sound like it's fighting with the main voice. So, you know, the feedback, you know, it could be okay. We'll hear it and we'll see. And then, of course, you want to turn down the amount of delay, like the wet, because I'm using it as an insert.
No go they do pass yourself. If you try you go beme, you go die.
So you see, it's kind of like going with the timing of the song because it's, you know, it's a quarter note. So it's like go song, 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 something like that.
No go they do pass yourself. If you try you go beme, you go die, you go quench. No go they
So we could still turn the wet down a little bit again.
No go they do pass yourself. If you try try you go meme, you go die.
So those are the main settings you need to know in a delay, right? You need to be able to, change whether it's a mono or stereo delay, use a ping pong, which means it's bouncing from ear to ear. And then you want to do, adjust the frequencies, either a low cut or a high cut. You also want to be able to adjust the feedback, which is called volume here. So I'm going to turn off this delay and I'm going to use a send delay. So let's just create a new one and call it send delay. I'm going to dock it to the right. And I'm going to load a different delay plugin this time so that you can learn. Let's say Echo Boy, which is said to be the best delay. So you want to send the lead vocal to it. Now it's sending it full, but later I'll turn down the send. Remember the wet, the mix has to be 100% wet. Don't forget that if you're using it as a send. All right. So we're going to change this here to a quarter note, 1/4 note. Increase our feedback a little bit, but let's listen.
No go they do pass yourself. If you try you go meme, you go die, you go quench.
So I talked about a low cut and a high cut. So you want to cut, a low cut and a high cut, just so that the echo sound that is coming back is not exactly the same tone with the main sound. Okay.
No go they do pass yourself. If you try you go meme, you go die, you go quench.
So it's having that telephone quality. So why people like Echo Boy is that there are a lot more things that you can do with Echo Boy. So for instance, you can change the groove, the feel. I usually don't mess with those, except I want to do like really creative delay, which I'll talk about just before the end of the video. So what you want to do now is you want to turn down the send, so which we're going to do right now.
No go they do pass yourself. If you try you go meme, you go die, you go quench. No go they laugh another man walk. You know be God, table they turn, and when he balance ya, sponsor.
So you see, like Echo Boy sounds very cool. So we've put our delay, but that's not enough. The next thing you want to do is to automate your delays, right? This is very important. You can't just put a delay on a song and leave it. You need to automate it, right? So how do you automate it? You can either automate the send amount. If it's an insert, then you also do the same thing. You automate the wet, that's the mix amount. So in FL Studio, it's pretty easy to do a send automation. So if we want to use Echo Boy, we just come right here and we do create automation clip. So what it does, it creates an automation clip on the playlist, and you can just simply now start adjusting the amount. Normally what I do in a song is I take my time to go word by word and play with the delay, so it sounds more natural, right? So for instance, this part,
this life is sweet.
So this part, like life is sweet, I need a little bit more of delay there. So I'm gonna just create automation points, and I'm gonna turn up this word.
This life is sweet. As I know be zombie.
So for the next one, I just want a little bit of it, not too much, just like a little bit more than baseline.
This life is sweet. As I know be zombie, I go be body.
So you see, it sounds really nice. It sounds really professional. I want this for this one. I want a lot of it, and for the last phrases, so I'm gonna turn this up. For this part where he's just playing, I don't want any delay. So, well, not at that. I just want a little delay. So I'm gonna turn it down there. So, and if you watch the send amount here, it keeps changing, right? Listen.
Send that right now. You come send that right now. Let's go. This life is sweet. As I know be zombie, I go be body. forget to say I get money. Happiness is free, I plan to enjoy it. Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
So for this enjoy it here, I want to have a little bit more of it. Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it.
So you see that very last enjoy it is really like delayed because it's an effect.
Enjoy it.
So basically that's how you automate your delay. Now finally I want to talk about creative delay, right? Sometimes there's a particular phrase or something that the person says and you really want that thing to have like really crazy delay. Sometimes it's like a whole verse or interlude. You just want it to be crazy and different, right? So let's try it with this one. Let's say this one. So let's say just this okpo part, right? Let's use Fab Filter Timeless 3, another great superb sounding delay plugin. This is now, there's lots of things. Like usually you just pick a preset because Timeless has some really interesting presets if you're looking for that type of reverb. So
Pass yourself if you try
let's try the long ones. So you hear that one really sounds like interesting. Like you could just want to use it as an effect on that particular part of the song. Let's try a couple more. You hear this one sounds like there's a stereo effect on it, right? Listen again. Okay, so that's how to use delay creatively. Like there's a lot more stuff you could do on your delays. Like you could come to this delay bus and you could add like different stuff. Like you could come to have a creative folder here. You could put drip, for instance, okay, and just try all the presets on drip and just play around and listen to how it sounds. There are no rules to this thing, okay? In mixing, you learn how to mix, you learn the rules, but then you now go ahead and break them. So that's my video on how to use delays. If you have any questions or you have any comments, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I need more people to subscribe. I need to grow faster. I also need to do more content. I know. Send me an email at allnaijabeats@gmail.com and let's get to work.